Hey Chariot Racers, and welcome back to the channel. Oh my god, okay, so I just wanted to come on and give you all a quick thank you for all my subscribers. Thank you for being patient with me. I know I kind of fell off the earth for 2 weeks. Goodness, and the things that have happened in these 2 weeks. I just want to say thank you for being patient. I am starting to film and put up the Cancer season readings, or I will be after this. I just wanted to do a quick kind of collective reading for everyone and give you guys an update. If you want to know what's been going on the 2 weeks, stay tuned. I'll probably edit that in after. But anyone who's just here for the reading, we're going to do the collective reading first. But again, just wanted to say thank you. I know I've been gone. Thank you for giving me the time. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm back. He's still alive. And let's get into your reading. We're going to look at Cancer season, what's going on for us, what type of energies we're going to be dealing with, how we can best overcome them, and see what comes up. Alright, my loves, let's get to your reading. Hey lovelies, welcome to our collective reading. So this is going to be for all signs. It's going to be a collective reading for Cancer season, so coming up very, very soon. Super excited. Happy birthday to all the Cancers watching. Hope you guys are ready for a big one, I'm telling you. Lordies. Alright. House rules still apply. Take the messages as they resonate. Since this is general, my only ask is that you take what resonates, leave anything else behind. Alright. We're just going to feel this reading out. I didn't want to put too many structures in this reading, so we're just going to enjoy it and see what pops up. Temperance. First card out. Could be indicative of a Sag, but this is an energy about patience and divine timing, right? So lots of back of the house, behind the curtain stuff going on that we don't necessarily see yet, but it needs to fall into place. You know, things are still cooking. You know, one thing that I am looking at, you can see in this particular deck, it uses the image of the sun and the moon. We just went through that lunar and solar eclipse. We are quickly coming up to the summer solstice. So this moment of reset we had with the eclipse, that moment where we blotted out or blacked out our emotional space, our personal space, and now we're coming back into the light, coming back into a new season, right? Because we're also moving into Cancer season. This really is a moment where everything is being rewritten. So the choices you make, the actions you take. Okay, look, we talk about that judgment card right on the top. Yes! So we've got the King of Wands, first card that flew out, taking ownership of your passions, your drive, your motivation. Judgment, finding that soul purpose. What is it I'm meant to do? How do I do it? Sun card, as well as Chariot, success and forward movement. I mean, 4 majors right out the gate. And then with that King of Wands, that fully charged up energy, driven, passionate. You know, there's also very, you know, sexual and sensual energy as well. So great energy for creating and manifesting, hands down, right? But again, this energy, although it's great to be tuned into and it's fabulous to have and be focused on, that energy needs to be channeled. It needs to be funneled into something. And that's what we see here with the Judgment card. Finding that purpose and really choosing, right? It's not about understanding what you want to do and understanding where that passion comes from, because that's the King of Wands, right? That's the energy we are in or working towards and finding in ourselves. When we get to the Judgment card, it's a choice. This is where all of that energy goes, and this is really where the, I don't want to say where the struggle comes in, but this is where the commitment and the dedication really gets pushed, you know, up to the next level, right? Because it's one thing to know it versus to do it. But then you have the Sun and the Chariot card. These are 2 energies of success and vitality and movement, and very fast movement, right? Because we have success here with the Sun card, and then that progression and victory over here with the Chariot. So very, very, very positive energies. And you know, I almost want to like link Temperance and the Chariot as well. You can kind of see the kind of swirly energies we have in Temperance. You can see them still carrying over in the Chariot. That deeper, darker, you know, Let's say that's, you know, the receptive lunar divine feminine energy swirling around with the divine masculine energy. So for some of us that could speak to a sacred union, but you know, there's also divine and feminine within all of us. So that's your balance, your equilibrium being adjusted and reset, especially in the temperance. You can see how they're like following the same path and really flowing together. So a lot of that, I think, is, you know, harmony coming and balancing within yourself. For some of you, that will manifest as the same thing happening externally. So for some of you, definitely could be some love. We'll see what comes out in the rest of the cards. But for sure, there is a balance being stricken. I don't know if that's the right word, you know, but a balance being achieved within yourself between those two polarities. And again, that balance is what's helping not only to fuel this momentum and this fire within you, but it's also, again, finding your alignment. What is that thing you're supposed to do? How is it we're supposed to achieve it, right? There's a big... I hate to use the same words over and over and over again, but this really, to me, this Judgment card really is about alignment. It's where those things click, right? And everything just kind of falls into place. But you have to find your own peace first, right? You know, and I feel like a lot of times it's our logical brain that wants to put those in reverse. Things fall into place, and then I feel peace. Energetically, that's not how that works, right? You find peace, and then external starts to match that, right? So it's almost finding that center, finding that equilibrium. From there, fueling your passions, fueling your dedication, right? And then making that commitment to actually follow through and do, you know, and do whatever it is, right? And then that's where the success and the forward movement comes from. And I would add in, that is a very solo energy. It's really not something that involves other people, right? I'm not saying you can't talk about things and share your feelings and thoughts with others, but this really is a journey that has to be done on your own, right? And for some of us, that may include a lot of shadow work, right? That may be why we're starting off with the Temperance card, right? We have the sun and this dark side of the moon. So for some of us, there's definitely a bit of a shadow period. I think my 2 weeks that I thought I just needed to rest and recuperate, I thought that's what it was, but apparently I had to deal with a lot of shadows. It's a thing. You can't have light without the dark. And I say that someone falls to the ground. Hold on a moment. Where are you? Yep. 8 of Cups in the reverse, right? Oh, that's us being stubborn, wanting to stay in our comfort zone, wanting to stay where it feels familiar, where it possibly feels safe. And look, bottom of the deck, when that comes out, Knight of Wands, wanting to know more, wanting to break out, do something different, do something new, discover something new for sure. So to me, honestly, this 8 of Cups, yeah, this 8 of Cups isn't necessarily, at least for most of us, I don't think that's, you know, separating from something or walking away from something. To me, this is just the willingness to go, the willingness to step out of that comfort zone, break the routine, break the cycle, and just move on to new. And a lot of this has to do with the uncertainty. There isn't, you know, we don't see success guaranteed, we don't see a mentor to guide us through, you know, it is uncharted and unfamiliar territory that we're walking into, right? Maybe doing something for the first time, something completely new, something completely different. Doesn't mean it's bad. Can it be scary? For sure. It can totally be scary. But, you know, it's that fuel and that fire that drives us, because we have that little fire bowl, right? With that little fire energy inside of it. You know, and it's literally making me look up to the fire that's in this King of Wands, right? It's the same thing I kind of talked about. It's one thing to, you know, theoretically and logically hold that idea. It's another to actually commit and do it and let that flame inspire you to something more, right? It's almost like walking from this initial flame, right, and walking towards the sun, walking towards, right? So we take that one tiny little fire, and even though this is safe and familiar and comfortable, there's more and bigger and brighter out there, right? With that sun card on the horizon, with the sun card here, and having that show up, especially on the horizon, it's not that far away. It really isn't. You know, and this Five of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, is the Hierophant. And underneath that, the Hermit, right? So this is kind of a leap of faith. Not where a leap of faith where you're just kind of blindly and naively walking, but a leap of faith in the sense there, you know, you don't actually see the guarantee. You don't see the finish line. You don't see the full manifestation. But there's a direction. There's a thing that you are being called to do. There's a thing you're being guided to do. There's that idea you've had that you haven't quite acted on yet. Well, would it be nice to start my own business? Wouldn't it be nice to get into this field or in this industry? Wouldn't it be nice to try for that promotion? Would it be nice to like meet a partner like this or whatever it is for you, right? But there's this push to just do it anyway, even if, you know, it doesn't feel right or it feels intimidating or feels impossible. Understand you deserve it. Understand you're worthy of this thing. Again, whether it's a partner, a job, a way of life, whatever it is, you know, because you have it, right? Again, you want to get in this door, the key's right there. You don't see it yet, but it's literally right there. You know, so for some, what's being worked on is this level of worthiness, having faith that you can do it, having faith that it can be done, that it's not just some, you know, weird pipe dream. Like, there's a reason why it's coming through, especially considering everything we've gone through, right? So not only, and I'm not even talking about energetically where I'm talking about the eclipse and all that kind of stuff, but think of what is still happening in the world, right? What everyone went through during 2020, what's still going on now that it's 2021, right? It was a huge period of assessment, right? Are we where we feel happy? Do we feel safe in our current situation, right? Because so many people thought they were safe and secure where they were. 2020 came around and, you know, pulled the rug right from under them, right? So there is this, you know, big question looming over everyone that has to do with, am I where I'm supposed to be? Am I happy doing it? Oh, I love that. Six of Swords on the ground. Perfecto. So yes, we are moving on. I love that. And I think that's why that first set was so positive. Like, because all of this is the stuff we can't see yet, right? Because honestly, most of us are probably still sitting in here as we move through Gemini season. We're probably still at the very beginning for most of us. This can't be seen, right? The Judgment, the Sun, the Chariot, that's for sure what awaits us. But, you know, we just don't see that yet. So we do have to have faith that, yes, leaving behind what's comfortable is going to lead us here. We don't have any guarantee. You just have to move. You just have to carry on. What is that? Well, I forget what it is. It's like that UK slogan, the stay calm and carry on. Is that it? Something like that? Yeah, Five of Cups, feeling some fear. What do we have? Page of Wands, inspiration. Star, hope. Three of Pentacles, this is that support, right? 3 and 4 of Pentacles. Okay, love this. So, actually I want to start with the page. So we have King of Wands, and then throughout the course of this path, we actually come back to basics here with this Page of Wands, right? One thing I do want to point out here, we have the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck, right? So I feel for some of us, maybe even most of us, this may feel like coming from, you know, this may even be something as of like 2020 that we're reflecting on and looking back on. You know, we may have felt, you know, that we were at like the top of our game. Maybe our career was super good. We had a high title. We had a lot of responsibilities. We felt in charge of things. And now through this new path, some of us literally may be going back to square one. Same industry, different industry, starting our own business from the ground up, right? So this may feel like we're taking 20 steps back. And honestly, that's not the case. To me, it's really looking more lateral. Like, it's the same trajectory. Even if you're changing industries, if this is a work thing, or changing partners, whatever it is, it's lateral because you're really just stepping into alignment. It's kind of like you were walking along a path that, you know, wasn't super rewarding. Maybe it was a little rough, it was rocky, it was bumpy, and there was a path just adjacent to it that was much smoother. All you've done is jump to the smoother path, right? Assuming you follow this, you know, line of thinking. But this is where that inspiration, this is where that drive sparks, right? Where the light flicks on, right? Oh, I'm telling you, passion is a huge thing in this reading. Like, it is, oh, I can't even. Star card, pretty straightforward here. It's literally just having the faith, believing in miracles, expecting miracles. And these miracles, half of them, if not all of them, like honestly, I think this is going to be for everyone. But a lot of this has to do with that support coming in. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how to make this happen. I don't know where this money is going to come from. All those types of things. The Three of Pentacles is that energy of the tools and the resources you need. Sorry about that car alarm. Falling into place. So especially if this is a work-related thing. And you know, if I'm honest, it may not necessarily be work directly, but it's resources. It's those things that give you security and comfort within the 3D, right? You know, the money to pay the bills, pay the rent, buy the food, all those things. So it doesn't necessarily have to be work related, but I do think this, a lot of what's happening here, is connected to your resources in the 3D. You know, so this particular part of this reading for some of us may look shaky. Like, I don't know where that's coming from. I literally have no idea where that's coming from. But I need it. It needs to show up because I will feel more secure and more safe in my life and my livelihood and, you know, etc., etc. But I just don't see it. I don't see it right now, right? And I'd love to do this thing, but that means I have to walk away from this thing that I was comfortable with and familiar with, and at least I know it could get something or go somewhere, right? This energy is really telling you to take that chance, do the new thing. But again, this isn't about any new thing. This is really about finding that passion, finding that drive, that spark. That's what you need to follow, right? Because this Five of Cups that's at the bottom of the deck, under all of this shenanigans, this is that energy of feeling sad and fearful and scared and mourning your losses and feeling like things are going to be taken away and they're going to fall apart and nothing feels secure and safe. And actually even underneath that, Ten of Wands, it's that struggle bus energy, right? But again, the thing with the Ten of Wands, it's a 10, it's over, right? The worst part is over, right? You can see that this girl, she's already looking off to her destination, right? She's not wandering, you know, her head's not down, she's focused on the finish goal. She can see it from her point. Now, we can't see it in the card, same like what we talked about up here. We don't see the finish line just yet, but Ten of Wands, we're almost there. We're almost there, right? So even though you can't see it, have faith, be optimistic, because you have the strength to see it through. With that strength card, you have the power, right? Oh, whoa. Half of me wants to pull an outcome with these, half wants me to do it with the oracle. You know what, screw it. I've made you guys wait for a reading. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. I almost kind of feel like the outcomes really are the Judgment, the Sun, and the Chariot, right? Because that's where we're headed here. But it's like in this present moment, in like where we are right now, it's just about moving on. Yep. Look at that. Nine of Pentacles. Confidence. To me, this is independence and freedom, right? It's that energy of, I built it myself. I did it on my own. I made this happen. I know I could. I believed in myself. And look, now I have the fruits of my labors to show it. Look at all the things I made. I made this. Look at that. How cool is this thing? I also made that one and this one and the one hanging over there. I made all these things and I did them all by myself. Right? If you've watched my readings before, you know I call that my Beyonce card. Like that is Beyonce. That is my independent woman right there. We're gonna put her in the middle. All right, let's do, who do I want to do first? I kind of want to do mermaids first. Let's do the mermaids. So we're going to pull a few oracles. I hope you guys like these mermaid cards because you will probably see them in the Cancer video. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do them yet, but I have a feeling the mermaids are coming out for Cancer season. We'll see, who knows? I say that now, you'll watch them. You're like, where'd the mermaids go? wait, hold on. We ran away. Here we go. Nice. Yes, for sure. Alright, so we've got awareness coming out. To me, this is what this period and this cycle had to do for us, right? Bring our awareness to things. Where were we out of alignment? What is it we need to be doing? Also the awareness of how capable and powerful we are, not thinking us as, you know, less than or undeserving. Knowing we have that capability, knowing we have that power. There's that eight of cups. Time to walk away, right? It's the awareness to turn our backs to something. It's our awareness to realize this has to go for me to head where I want to head. And actually, it's so funny. Look how these are a mirror reflection of each other. It's like dark hair, white hair. Dark skin, light skin. Pose is the same, like it's literally two sides of the same coin, right? Without the awareness, we stay in this place where we're not in perfect alignment, where we probably are dealing with shadows, right? But with the awareness, we can redirect, we can turn away from that which would stress us out, cause us tension, cause us friction, and find our light, right? Find our purpose, and find our 9 of Pentacles. As I was talking about that, I just pictured a salt bath. So for especially if you're a water sign, right? So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, especially if any of you are feeling this, I literally just had the visual of a salt bath. So helping to like cleanse and purify energetically of all that stress and that tension. Even if you just have strong water placements, doesn't even matter. Anyone could do it. It doesn't matter what your sign is. Anyone benefits from that. But having a salt bath, getting into water, whether it's salt water, fresh water, right? Ocean's definitely great. Living on an island, I go to the beach all the time. I love it. That's actually what I did throughout my little MIA period because I needed to. Like, I legit needed to be in the water. God, that heals me on so many levels. Like, I can't not do it. So definitely cleansing yourself. Huge thing right now. For some of you, it could even be in grounding, right? So going outside, especially if you can do it barefoot, would be great, but just being in nature will help, right? And doing it, consciously, like not just, walking around outside, like literally, like be present in that moment, right? It's kind of silly, but I'll walk to a park nearby and I'll kind of find a tree that's kind of away from anyone if possible, and I kind of just sit there and I'll like internally talk to the tree. Might make me a little weird, but that's fine. I don't mind being the crazy one. But just being really present in that moment and energetically feel yourself kind of rooting all that funkiness, kind of being neutralized in that moment and being, drawn out of you. I think that's all they want to say. I was like, but yeah, so grounding would be great for some of you as well, especially if, the salt bath doesn't sound appealing to you or not a possibility. There are other ways to do that. Especially if you've had like, ooh, okay. And I don't mean to call anyone out on this, but especially if anyone has like anxiety issues, mentally going through like a lot of mental fatigue or, brains running at, 100 miles a minute, that would be an excellent practice for anyone feeling that. I love as I talk about that and we have hostilities coming out. Love that. Up. Okay. Let's break these down. These were the first two I saw. So first card we had come out was Courage. So this is like the Strength card, right? It is a very fierce energy for sure, but this is that fearlessness. So literally think the Strength card, which we saw on the bottom of the deck already, but this is that that energy of power and pride. And I say pride because we have that big old lion right there. But even having this lion here, right? So this, literally think of a lion's pride. It's a family. It's you know, group unit. This again is that idea that there is support. There's a family around you, whether it's chosen family or biological family. You know, it'll be different. But there are people there that stand behind you, even if it's, you know, ancestors in your spiritual team. Like, that is an amazing source to pull this strength from and pull that fierceness from. It's so funny. Granted, I think it's because I'm looking at this image, but it's like, I just feel like this like fierce, like warrior image in my mind. And it's almost like that's who's behind you. Like, you have this like amazing like tribal warrior in your lineage that's kind of like this spiritual warrior that's like, oh, don't worry, I got this. Like, oh, you scared? Don't worry. Don't worry. Like, we're gonna kill him with kindness. By the way, have you met my knife kindness? I forget what comedian made that joke, but I fucking love that joke. I use it all the time. It's great. Anyway, but this is that power, that push that's kind of coming from behind you. And then look at this. So this was the first two that fell on the floor. You have hostilities and touching earth, right? So the hostilities is a card of just that anxious mind, finding unrest, finding dis-ease in situations, right? So for some of you, there may actually be a physical conflict going on. There might be tension between you and a situation or a person. That's never fun. But I feel like this particular image is popping up more for that mental aspect, even with her hands kind of held up over her head. Like, to me, it's more of an internal unrest than an actual conflict. To me, this touching earth, you know, as we were just talking about grounding and that particular energy, you know, this is all about planting seeds and creating new growth and finding new opportunities. And not only finding, but actually creating, right? You're the one who planted that seed. You're the one who put it into the earth, right? To me, this is more of a shift, if you will, than it is like, I mean, they're kind of going to go hand in hand. Like, if you're shifting your energies into something else, you're kind of naturally going to birth and create new opportunities. But to me, this particular card it's shifting out of this energy and finding balance and stability beyond this. Because even look at their posture. Again, it's this kind of like, where the first one was mirroring, this is still kind of mirroring, because again, we have like dark and light. Again, you know, when we looked at those mermaid cards. But look at their feet are in the same position, the same knee is up, right? So it's like the lower half, the posture is the same, but here we're stressed out, we have our hands thrown in the air. Here we're reaching down and grounding. That same light that it just feels scattered and chaotic that we're trying to contain in this first card, here we're sending it into the earth, we're grounding it, we're stabilizing it, right? We're channeling that energy into something versus just trying to maintain this frenzy, right, within ourselves. And then we come to Divine Mother and Clairvoyance. We sort of talked about Divine Mother in the beginning when we were talking about Temperance and the Chariot, about fusing that Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine energy, right? This would be the feminine energy, which is all about receptive, I don't want to say passive, right? It's more the receptive energy, but where we're receiving and being in flow. This is also your creative energy, which we've already talked about, right? So being connected into this kind of compassionate, loving, you know, feminine goddess energy, and then also allowing that to inspire us, allowing that to show us the way, right? When we talk about the gift of clairvoyance, it's seeing, right? You know, they talk about seeing the future and all of that. But this is trusting in this divine path, trusting in this flow, right? So energetically, this is where we want to be, but we still need to be active. We still need to be making active decisions. We still need to be, you know, doing the do, making the moves. But this is that energy of receiving and trust and allowing. Oh! Hello. What did we talk about? Literally, what did we just talk about? Oh, Spirit, I love when you have a sense of humor and you make this happen. So now we've got Divine Mother and Divine Masculine. Look at that. And again, this is that active power. So again, get yourself into a place of receiving, knowing your worth, knowing your value, knowing your direction, knowing your what, right? Because it's not necessarily about the how, it's knowing the what. So having that in alignment and then actively participating in it, making those decisions, taking those actions, doing the do, making the moves, right? So on a physical level, this is where we need to be, taking inspired and conscious action, right? Things have to be done with intent, right? So, you know, I will share. I won't share all the details, but I'll share a little of my perspective here. You know, it's almost like going on a job hunt, right? Now, yes, we need a job to have an income to, you know, pay for food, pay for housing, you know, do our little luxuries and all those good things. This energy really is about finding purpose and direction. It's not about getting a job to have a job, right? And I think that's where some people really get confused. You know, you have to find something you care about, that you're aligned to, right? Something where you feel inspired and feel passion there, right? Because otherwise you're only putting half your energy in it, which means you're only going to get half the benefit out of it. So there is this need to do things consciously and do things in a way that you are connected and engaged, right? Because Divine Masculine energy, you know, forgive my French, but he could give two fucks, right? If he's not in it, he's not going to want to do anything. He's not going to want to put all his strength and his muscle and his power and his time into something he sees useless, right? Even in unbalanced feminine energy, that's what an unbalanced energy would do. But, you know, if she's in alignment, she has the appropriate boundaries set in place. Nope, that's not in my highest good. I'm not doing that, right? I'm not taking some dumb job just to have a job, right? I'm gonna wait and find something meaningful to me, right? Even if that means like I just have a job that's a for now, like it's not the ideal, but it's something I can do in the meantime while I continue to look for the better thing or try to get my own thing off the ground, whatever it may be, right? These energies are about doing things with intent, right? Not doing them just to do them, doing them because they are important, because you feel engaged, you feel empowered, you feel supported, right? You feel passion for sure. Even this kind of motif of light, like you can kind of see the halo that's around the Divine Mother, right? Feeling that inspiration, you know, receiving those downloads and messages. You could almost say the same halo is in this picture here in the Divine Masculine, but then he's actively sending that light into his intentions. He's sending that light out, right? To do his bidding, to exercise his will, to create and, you know, birth whatever it is these two are bringing together, right? Because with the masculine and the feminine comes life. This is that creation energy. It's all coming together. I feel like there's still something else that wants to come out. I'm like, I'm not done. I'm not done just yet. There, okay. I was like, I know we're not done. And look what we get. River of blessings and abundance. So again, it's that judgment, that sun, and that chariot card coming back and through these oracles. All the abundance that's ready. And I do mean ready. I honestly mean ready. It is ready for you. It is ready to flow to you. It already has your name on it, right? But that channel just has to be opened, right? It's almost kind of like the sender is waiting for you to show that you want it, right? It's like, oh yeah, we're waiting for you. Could I just see some proof of ID? And your aligned action is your ID, right? You know, you want to be a fashion designer? Show me. Sign up for fashion school, or make that piece and show it to a buyer, right? It's that kind of moment. Like all of these things are ready to happen. You have to show that you're ready for it, right? And, sorry, I was just talking about the Cruella movie, which is why the fashion designer example came out. It's a thing. If you haven't seen that movie, see it. It's great. It's amazing. You're gonna love it. I don't know why this just turned into an ad for Cruella, but again, like the abundance, the manifestation, it's already yours. It's already yours. Your spiritual team is already behind you. It's already backing you up, right? We had that I want to say the strength card, but the courage card right at the start of this with that lion spirit. And then we have River of Blessings with the jaguar in it. Like your team is literally right behind you. Your ancestors are literally right behind you. All that energetic support is right behind you. Oh, stay. You know, your divine feminine, your divine masculine, coming into proper alignment to manifest together, to birth and create into this world. And then here, I know it's, I don't know who they meant to depict, but I'm totally getting Lakshmi. So you have Goddess Lakshmi here to bring abundance and success. There's also beauty, right? We had the Divine Mother and Divine Masculine. So again, what I talked about earlier, for some of you that's seeking new love and connection is here as well. But again, it starts with your inner masculine, feminine energy. Knowing your worthiness, knowing your belief, following your passions, right? Doing things that put you in alignment with gratitude and with love especially, right? So we talk about self-love all the time, right? Lord knows I've brought it up several times. And it's not about giving yourself an excuse to pamper yourself and buy yourself that treat, right? But it's, again, it's showing yourself you deserve these things. It's showing how you deserve to be treated. It's putting yourself in an energy or a headspace and a mental surrounding, an energetic surrounding of gratitude and love and compassion, right? Versus punishing yourself and telling yourself you can't have that, you know, you're too fat to eat that cake, or you're, you know, too broke to go do that thing, or, you know, you've got to get to work, you can't go out and play today. Like, it's all those kind of things, right? And, you know, I think, especially in today's world, there's people who will, you know, use self-love as that escape to like, oh, I'm just going to escape my responsibilities and deflect a little bit and do it under the guise of self-love. So self-love isn't just buying yourself the nice thing. It's about the intention, right? And that was kind of a thing that we've talked about in this reading. It's about the intention. But it's, again, it's showing how you deserve to be treated. It's showing yourself what you deserve, right? Allowing yourself to be happy. You know, and yes, do it responsibly. You know what is in your highest good. Because if you're doing these things with the intention of escaping responsibilities, then you know what you're doing, right? You know what you're doing. So, I don't know what those sound effects were. I don't know. That took a lot out of me. But it really is about that alignment and that shifting and finding that passion. But it's about getting that alignment within first, and then it balances without. Same as, you know, as above, so below. It's that same kind of energy. And, you know, society and you know, the way the, you know, corporate ladder and business and industry is all set up, you know, we're taught to believe the other way around, right? So show me the proof and then I will believe in it. Energetically, it works the complete 180 of that, right? And I think that's where a lot of our alignments are coming from. That's where a lot of this work is pushing us to, and what we have to realize within ourselves. It's about that inner alignment, that inner balance. It literally was the first card we got in this spread. Right? So it's all about finding that balance within ourselves. Even my nails are all swirly, right? Mixing everything together. It's a thing. It is a real thing. All right, my loves. I'm going to wrap it up here. If this is where I leave you, or where you leave the reading, thank you. I appreciate you guys for being patient with me. I love you guys so much. Make sure you have subscribed and have that notification bell on so you'll be notified when the Cancer season readings come up for all of the signs. Drop a comment down below. You know, even if you just want to say, hey, I missed you guys, I love you guys. I'll put the little update of what's been going on after if you guys want to see what's going on there. But if this, again, if this is where you leave us, take care, stay safe. I'll see you in your next reading. Bye, loves. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. These 2 weeks, crazy. I don't want to, I won't give you the laundry list, because then this is just going to be some crazy dramatic story. Literally every day this week, I feel like something has popped up. Like, literally something. There was, like, theft. There was, oh my god, what else was there? Like, complete communication breakdowns. I caught someone trying to open a credit card in my name. Like, there was all all the things that could go wonky did. Like, I started these 2 weeks thinking, okay, I need some reset time. I need to figure out what it is I'm doing. I need to figure out direction. How do I want to, you know, activate certain things. Literally had a whole different plan. I don't even know how much of the things I had planned to do actually got done. Excuse me. It was just kind of like, okay, what fires need to be put out today? It's been a little wonky, but through all of it, like, you know, after the crazy calms down and you have a minute to like breathe again, really, like, everything that really had happened were things that did push me to problem solve, things that pushed me to figure something out. Really in ways where I really couldn't choose to ignore it. I couldn't choose to, you know, go with the flow. I really needed to step up to the plate and handle all these things that popped up. That, for me, that was really the big theme. And I think collectively, when I'm filming this, I haven't done the reading yet, so I don't know what we talk about. But collectively, I think there is this need to really own your passions, your drive, and actively seek out where your pleasure lies, where your excitement and your, you know, that energy that gets you out of bed in the morning. We really have to own that. It's not a thing that takes us out of flow, right? Because, you know, we wanna, you know, operate in gratitude and trust and believe that the things we're manifesting are coming to us. So none of that changes. You still want to be in flow, because we decide the what, but the how we get there isn't always up to us. Excuse me. So this particular little break I've been on really has taught me, or tried to highlight to me, I should say, really where we still have to own things. You know, this is our life. We are the captain of the ship. We have to be the ones steering the boat, right? So it's nice to be like, set your intentions, release them to the universe, and, you know, that job I've been looking for, that partner I've been looking for, the, you know, the number of zeros in my bank account, like, you know, all these things. You know, it's one thing to like make that wish and release it to the divine, but it is another about taking the appropriate action and showing the initiative and aligning yourself with those things, right? Because if it were just as simple as making a wish, we all could just sit in bed all day thinking Prince Charming is going to knock on the door. You know, we could just not work, and then somehow, oh my God, there's $8 million in my bank account. You know, like, there's a little more to it than that. And it's I know what I'm talking about is common sense, and you're probably like, yeah. But I don't know, there was this level of, maybe consciousness is the word I wanted to explain there, but there's also an accountability piece on our part, right? And I think a lot of what has been happening to me for this, you know, these 2 weeks really has been like, are you willing to step up? Are you willing to do what needs to be done? And I think collectively that is an energy that's kind of being shared. It's one thing for us to want something, you know, and another thing to actually do the things we want to do. I think, you know, and especially speaking from experience, you know, it's one thing to want something and then we research how to do things. You know, like we look up diets, we look up exercise routines, but then how many times a week are we actually exercising? You know, are we restricting carbs, or, you know, whatever your thing is. I say carbs because I posted a lovely carb fest I had this morning. It was delicious. It made me so happy. But even that could be an example, right? Trying to lose weight and then you pig out on bread all morning. So it was a big thing about how are we aligning, and how are we meeting spirit halfway as we're working on manifesting, as we're trying to achieve goals and bring certain things into our lives. On an energetic level, there is a part that needs to be in alignment, right? And we have to allow and be receptive to things on an energetic level. But on a physical level, like in the 3D, we also have to be making the right moves and doing appropriate actions, right? You know, we say we want love, we say we want romance, but then we don't go out and meet anyone. Or if someone says hi or gives us a compliment, we shrug it off and you know, thanks, bye, you know, don't talk to me. Like, it all kind of relates, and that's been the big thing that's been highlighted for me. And it literally was in a way where the universe was like, no, you don't get to slide by anymore. You're gonna have to deal with this today. And if you don't, that's gonna create more problems, and you know it's gonna create more problems. And we chose this situation because it was obvious there will be problems if you don't do anything. So please get off your butt and do something. That was really the big thing. And then I was talking to a friend of mine literally this morning about all these weird random occurrences and confirmations that have been happening this week. Like legit, things falling off my walls. I had a framed dream board literally fall off my wall. It flung 3 canvases across the room. I had like a candle holder, like full on shatter. Mind you, this is a thing that I have put through way worse than cleaning it. And the cleaning it, like, shattered it. And I was like, but you've been on fire and you've been fine. So, like, all these weird things that, if isolated, just looked like these weird, like, why would that happen? But then you string all of them together and it's this very interesting pattern. You know, and the reason I want to share this, mostly, one, because I get to talk about therapy, right? But it's also, you know, I hope that if anything wonky has been happening to you guys, it doesn't even have to be in the past 2 weeks. This whole retrograde season, this whole eclipse season is all about resets and realignments and making those little adjustments and fine-tuning those things that maybe slipped before. And, you know, the universe is just, okay, let's catch you up real quick. I'm hoping that by sharing this, a lot of you guys who have been feeling the same things or been thinking the same things and reflecting on certain incidences, you know, I hope this helps give you a little more perspective and, you know, in whatever ways. And if you want to share those things with me, you're more than welcome to. I would say probably DM my Instagram at The Guiding Chariot, so it's private. I don't want you putting it in the comment section and everyone knows your business. Up to you if you're comfortable with that. I don't know. But I just thought sharing this with you guys would help and open things up, and then you'll know why I disappeared for 2 weeks, because poor little Cancer me was way too stressed to, like, let me be upbeat and adorable while stressed and freaking out on the inside. Not a thing I do very well. Actually, I don't know, that might be a lie, because apparently most people in my life don't know when I'm feeling stressed out. I think I'm falling to pieces, and apparently that outer shell of mine is real strong. Hi, baby. My kitty's taking a nap on the bed. She's probably like, Dad, shut up, I'm tired. Yeah, you're in my bed, babe. I know you think it's your bed, but it's mine. I don't know, is there anything else? I don't know if there's anything else I really feel like sharing. But just generally, collectively, weird things are happening, but they're pushing you to figure out solutions. They're pushing you to overcome. You know, because you totally can. As crazy as things seem, as insurmountable as things seem, or just crazy wild wackadoodle, like, you may not know the answer of what to do in the moment, but you can figure it out. You're capable of doing it, right? Hi. Sorry. There are people in your life that can support you and can offer guidance and insight and, you know, maybe in some examples even advice. Maybe they've gone through something like this before. It's been interesting. It's just been wild. But know that you're supported. Know that you're protected. Know that there is help. That has been a big thing I've come to realize. Where I thought there wasn't support, where I thought communication was breaking down, where I thought, you know, intentions may not be as true, I found way more support than I was expecting, and I found way more love than I was expecting, and I'm very, very grateful for that. It definitely has helped me. So yeah, crazy. So again, if you guys are feeling weird, if you're feeling funky about anything going on, know you're not alone. Know that it's not a you thing. It's a collective thing. But it is pushing us to problem solve. It's pushing us to figure it out. You know, this really is a time, especially after the eclipse, this is really a time where we are rewriting our story. This is a time where we have to kind of take ownership of our directions. Because again, if you don't, who is? Right? We can't sit in bed thinking Prince Charming is going to knock on the door. We can't not put out some energy or effort into a passion or a path and think we're going to make millions of dollars, right? So it does take aligned action to some degree. But again, you can do it. There's guidance, there's inspiration if you just sit and be receptive to it. So it's, you know, there is a duality there. It's being active and also being receptive. It's just how we choose to focus those energies and how we choose to utilize it, right? You know, because there are moments where we need to be assertive and take action, but if that action's coming out of fear or panic, or even doubt, like if I don't do anything, I'm going to mess up, right? But you know, you could be doing the wrong thing or wasting energy going down a different direction, and that didn't move you forward at all, and then you just end up frustrated and blaming things and all that kind of stuff. Or if you just took the time to really figure out what's the right thing to do, or really figure out what you need to do, or where that pleasure comes from, you know. So even if it means sit a little bit and then start later, you're still going to get there in the end, or probably even somewhere better, because you didn't waste any time going the other direction. So I'm kind of rambling right now, but I just wanted to get that out. Again, thank you for being patient with me as I kind of went MIA. I am starting to film the Cancer readings. I hope you enjoyed this collective. If you're still here and still stuck around, thank you. I love you guys. Make sure you can comment me down below. Let me know how you like this video. If you're not already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when the Cancer season videos come up, especially for your sign. Other than that, take care. I love you guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you in your video. Bye.